The Nigerian telecommunications industry was once referred to as one of the fastest growing in the world. However, the situation's a lot different today, as many operators are faced with loss of revenue, largely due to the economic recession, over-the-top players, multiple taxation, insecurity, and several other issues. President of the Association of Telecom Companies of Nigeria, ATCON, Olushola Teniola, joins us to discuss some of these challenges and the way forward.
Your industry, it seems as if investments are not coming in as they used to. What is the situation today?
Thanks for that question. There's two areas that we need to look at. A, the macroeconomic environment within Nigeria. We've just been in recession for more than 2 quarters. And the likelihood, if you look at MBS statistics, is that we might just come out of recession. But then 0.8% growth or 0.3% growth isn't the sort of growth that any investor will be looking for. They'll be looking for, the high single digits or double digits. And so you look at Kenya, Ethiopia, they seem to be the tigers at the moment, with Nigeria and South Africa lagging behind. So yes, other than portfolio investments coming in terms of FDI, the more capital-intensive projects have been put on hold. And telecoms is a capital-intensive industry. So we've seen that FDI has fallen by more than 80% year on year from 2015 to date. And we do need government to create a more enabling environment. We need, obviously, a more stable forex window. I think the multitude of windows that we have creates the uncertainty that any investor wouldn't want to deal with. And obviously we have some, I would say, rapids in the works in terms of 1 or 2 players struggling with debt facility repayments. So that's the status as of now.
So all of this is not affecting the quality of service?
Remember, there's 2 aspects to quality of service, and that speaks to the second half of the previous question. One is the technical aspects, and the technical aspects is what NCC tends to focus on in terms of the KPIs set, and that's usually driven by ITU standards. The other one is to do with capacity management, and capacity management is about investment in networks. So like the previous question you asked, if FDI isn't flowing in, and why would we just focus on FDI? If you look at the actual composition of the industry, to date, there's been an investment of about $68 billion right from the time that the industry was liberalized in 2001 to date. So that represents quite a significant amount of dollars flowing in. About half of that comes from FDI, or just maybe slightly more. And then if you break that down, if we drill down to numbers, one operator has contributed 50% of that. That's $16 billion come from one operator. And we have quite a number of operators, as you know. So you can see that that investment has created a network. And then subsequent networks that have come or been available have also contributed a sizable amount of capex. But that hasn't covered the whole of Nigeria. As you know, there's still a lot more to go. So therefore, there's still a lot more capex that's still required. And in the areas where the network has been deployed, we now have about 150 million or thereabouts subscription. And then we're running all these other services on top of it. The e-payments, the e-this, e-that, e-whatever, mobile this, mobile that. And it's based on a infrastructure that was built for voice, predominantly voice. And we're now transitioning from voice to data. So you can see that actually the struggle to try and keep up with congestion requires more capacity to be put in place. That needs funding.
So what do you recommend are the few steps forward?
We've always advocated as ATCON that our members should have their equipment and investments protected. That's why we're here. We are here to protect our members' investments, which is significant. Yes, it's now become critical to the success of the Nigerian economy, that's ICT, but telecoms is a key factor and it's an infrastructure play at the moment in Nigeria. We'll talk about the services later, but just as an infrastructure play, it's a key component. Without the infrastructure, I'm sorry, even I won't be able to use my smartphones to do anything other than just having your basic voice call. So if you have infrastructure